FM, KPOO, KPOO.com. Give Life, Save Life. Radio Brother Keith. I want to welcome everybody to another edition. I was missed last week. I miss you guys too. But anyways, we're back on it again today, this Thursday. I want to say hello to all the wonderful people out there who's been listening. Department of Technology, thank you so much for your support. I'm saying this early this time. Anyways, got some new listeners. Casey up there in Fairfield, Sacramento, California. Thank you for listening to KPOO.com. Cassandra Grant out of Oakland. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in for the first time to Give Life, Save Life Radio. And of course, today we have a wonderful show. I got a chance to meet this sister in the early stages of Give Life, Save Life Radio. And the sister just brought joy to my spirit as she's doing some incredible work. And, sometimes we can turn a negative around into a positive thing. And, of course, Brenda Grissom of the, LaVell Jones Foundation, the executive director, and now I can call you an activist. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome back.
Good afternoon.
And just share with us real quickly how this came about. And we know the story, but you're still keeping LaVell's name alive. Talk to us.
Christopher LaVell Jones. This journey began on December 31st, 2010, when Christopher was murdered in the city of Oakland in front of my home. And after that, I decided that there were some things that needed to be done. And if you can't step up and do them, they're never going to get done. So I created the foundation in which we have a summer camp for the kids. We give out a scholarship. And we do various activities throughout the community and work with other community organizations to help save our children, youth, and our adults.
So, Brenda, how is the progression coming along as far as your spirits and, of course, just, rolling up your sleeves and making a name known for this foundation? How's things coming along?
Well, I really didn't have to make his name known. Christopher was well known in the city of Oakland, so Mama just stepped up and just added a little bit, that home cooking to it. But the journey it's been long, it's been hard working with different organizations, and just trying to spread the word that it's always something that somebody else can do.
Right, and you're definitely spreading the word. You took a couple of trips to Washington, D.C. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I went to Washington, D.C. for the 1-year anniversary of the Newtown, Connecticut shooting. We were invited to go out and join them for the national vigil, whereas it was a wonderful experience, as well as a sad experience, because we got to meet people from so many different places and so many different murders that had happened. Right. Most of them were mass murders, but it was, we made a lot of new friends. And
so out of that experience, what did you bring back to Oakland?
Well, we brought back the fact that, we can all help each other in different ways, even though their mission is, to stop the use of handguns. And we know that the people that we deal with aren't going to the store to buy guns, and they're not going to the store to buy ammunition. They're still, if you want someone to help you, you need to help them. So in helping them get their mission accomplished, when it's our turn, they're going to help us get ours accomplished.
Wow.
So.
And you're still doing some great things, and you're keeping your feet on the map. And speaking of feet, you're doing a wonderful thing in collaboration with USAgain. Talk to us more about it, Mr. Tobin Costen.
Thank you. Well, I had an opportunity to meet Brenda. We happened to cross paths at a Oakland City Council meeting, and they were trying to put together something to have some travel to some different events. Because as an organization, USAgain, we're committed to the community. Whether it's in San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, or any of the smaller cities throughout the Bay Area, we want to partner up with people and show that we're good commitment to the community and to the people. And just meeting Brenda and hearing her story and how she just turned, as you said before, negative into a positive. I said, I have to build a relationship with this woman and find out how me personally, as well as the organization I represent, can partner up and do something special for her and her foundation and all the great things she's trying to do for the community, specifically in Oakland.
Talk to us more about USAgain.
Well, USAgain is an organization that is a textile recycler. We're a green company. We're about trying to divert clothes out of the landfill. So in the state of California, 880,000 tons of clothes go into the landfill every single year. And it affects our ability from a carbon emission standpoint. It just raises the carbon emissions, and there's a reason why there's climate change. There's a reason why that we're in a situation where we're not able to actually, partner up and help other organizations. And what we try to do is just get people to be aware that it's important to recycle clothes and make sure we keep those out of the landfill, and important to partner up with private organizations and see how we can kind of benefit the community that way.
That's great. That's great. So you got coming up, walking in their shoes. Brenda, tell us more about that.
We're partnering up, as we said, and what we're trying to do is get as many people as possible. We want to get at least 2,500 shoes or more and bring them out and donate them to USAgain, and they will be recycled for various environmental purposes. And in that, they will also be given, support to the Christopher LaVell Jones Foundation for the Chris Jones Memorial Scholarship Fund, as well as Camp CJ.
And you know what? That's not a lot, as far as that goal, 2,500 pair, that's not a lot to, a goal not to meet. Talk to us more about that, Tobin.
Well, I think the goal is you have to start somewhere. And trust me, we would love to have 10,000, 20,000 pair of shoes. But as Brenda and I talked about, okay, what would be a good goal for us where we feel that we could get the support of the community, we'll be able to divert those pounds of pounds of shoes out of the landfill, and at the same time be able to generate revenue for the foundation, for the scholarship, for the summer camp, just to make sure that people know that we're trying to do something different.
And that's great. I mean, you also mentioned clothes, okay, but this particular campaign would be for shoes. So clothes, what else items do you guys actually promote as far as USAgain?
Well,
recyclables.
Yes, we do shoes, we do clothes. It's just mainly our main focus. We have locations all over the Bay Area. You can easily find those locations by going to our website at USAgain.com and typing in your zip code, and where you can actually recycle your items. But our focus is basically on shoes and how we can reuse those shoes somewhere else and help folks with that. And then at the same time, there are other possibilities of doing recycling, but reusing is really what our focus is, in diverting clothes out of the landfill.
And most importantly, it's going to a great cause.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're collaborating with a wonderful foundation, and of course, getting the word out there. Of course, with USAgain, the campaigns, it's going towards a good cause. When is this taking place, Brenda?
Saturday, July the 12th, from
8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be at the 7th Ave Baptist Church. It's 1740 7th Avenue, Oakland, California, and the zip code there is 94606. Something else exciting is we decided that we wanted to get people to come out, and we're going to give some prizes. We've got some $50 gift cards we're going to give out for people who donate their shoes, put their name in a hat. We're going to be able to, take that $50 and go spend it wherever they feel, maybe to replace their shoes that they repurchased.
Right, absolutely. Let me throw away these. Let me donate these. Let me get another pair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. What's up and coming for you as far as being that community activist, Brenda?
We're getting ready for camp, which is at the end of this month. And right now we have like 37 people that we're taking to camp. We go to Campgrounds of America in Santa Cruz and do different activities. And then we spend a day at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk on the last day at camp. And then in October, I'll be traveling back to Washington, D.C. to meet with the U.S. Department of Justice and council people, as well as senators, on the state of, life in Oakland as it is, as far as the street violence is concerned.
It's only been 2011, right?
2010.
And 10. Going into 11 or going into 10?
Going into 11.
Going into 11.
And I'm getting ready for his 21st birthday. He'll be 21
on
August the 25th. And every year we have a block party. So we're giving away the backpacks and the school supplies, as always.
Is this also a tool of healing for you? Not only as you're doing this wonderful work, is this also like a chip of healing?
Yeah. Christopher helped so many people, and with me helping people just like he did, it's great. I love it. Yeah.
Wow. So once again, this shoe drive is taking place on Saturday, July 12th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the 7th Avenue Baptist Church, 1740 7th Avenue in the city of Oakland. Be there and line up, give away shoes, donate your shoes, and it's going towards a great cause. Tobin, real quickly, how did this organization, how was it given birth?
Well, 13 years ago, Janice Bostic and Matthias Wallander came up with the concept of how can we promote people, do what's right for the planet, at that same time, generate revenue as a business. And as we put this, as they put this together, they had this vision of, we're going to affect people's lives positively. We're going to do that through the community. We're going to do that through our environment. And we're going to do that by just bringing people together. And their passion for people, their passion for the country, their passion for the world is something to be touched. And it gives me an opportunity as an individual to meet fantastic people like Brenda Grisham and other community activists and other individuals who are trying to do something in the community. And it's just a fantastic organization. So the recycling aspect is great, but partnering up with wonderful people like Brenda and getting us in the community is even better.
So if someone wants to get involved with USAgain, volunteer or trying to strike up a campaign, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. It's very simple. They can reach out to us by our website at USAgain.com. And all they would need to do is just type in their information, and our address would come up, and they could just send a quick little note on the website and just communicate with me what they're trying to do, or communicate with the organization.
So does this run throughout Northern California, or is this Bay Area specific?
We're throughout Northern California. Mm-hmm. The organization, as an organization, we are nationwide. So even folks that are listening online that may be up in the Washington area or maybe in the Chicago area or all over the country, they could just type in the information and say, hey, we're trying to do a shoe drive. We're trying to do a clothing drive. We're trying to generate revenue for whether it's a municipality, whether it's a school, whether it's a charitable organization. We can partner up and find a way to generate some funds.
I'm interested as far as Give Life, Save Life, because this is great, as far as exposure. And folks that, I'm sure they just want to give away a lot of their stuff, clean out the closet, spring cleaning and all that. I think that's great what you're doing.
Thank you.
What role do you play in this thing here?
I'm the division manager, so I run the business, the day-to-day operation, the spokesperson, getting out in the community, and I would like to consider myself a community activist for USAgain, because we are just really focused on changing the planet, doing what's right for the people, and making sure that we're finding a synergistic relationship to generate money for folks so they can use those funds somewhere in a special place, whether it's in high schools or junior high schools or any other foundations that are out there.
And go green, of course.
Absolutely. We want folks to go green. We want to definitely make sure that people are recycling their items. Just on the average person generates about 100 pounds of shoes and clothes every single year, and 85% of those, 85% of those go into the landfill. So we're trying to educate folks and say, hey, keep those things out of the landfill and find a home for them through recycling or repurposing or reusing.
So that brings up a very important point here, because a lot of clothing and shoes goes into the landfills, you're mentioning. Absolutely. But what about the clothes that are donated to like the Goodwills and the Salvation Armies? If they're not used, those go into the landfills? Educate me on that.
There could be a possibility if those aren't used, they could go into the landfill. It just depends on the organization or how they use. What our focus is trying to take about 97% of the clothes that folks have, that we find a place for it. Whether we reuse it and repurpose it where someone else uses the clothes or the shoes, or whether we shred those items and they go into cushions or blankets or insulation, we always try to find a home for it. Now, it's a possibility that some of those other organizations put those in the landfill. I like to think that they don't. They find a home for them somewhere else, but it's hard to say.
Wow. Any closing comments?
I would just like to say, come on out. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on. I know we've got hot dogs and people are going to be playing games at the event.
That's always nice. When people say, hey, we got some food coming, that's always a good gesture.
For sure.
I'm being honest, am I right, Brenda?
That's right.
When you feed people, they come out. So Bring your shoes, get an opportunity to win some prizes, have a good time. We've got some city officials in Oakland that are going to be there, an opportunity. There will be some folks from television and radio, and I think it's going to be an opportunity for people to celebrate, and just really kind of just get to know each other and learn and get an opportunity to do something special.
Great. I'm excited. What about you, Britt?
I'm excited too. Can't
Good.
wait.
Any closing comments?
Well, I just want to thank you for having us on the show, and we're going to do our best to do whatever we can to promote life enrichment any way we can.
There you go. Thank you so much for joining us and taking time out with us. We got more to come on Give Life, Save Life Radio. I gave my heart and soul.